Julie Clarke's joining us from the Stroke Association, and it's awareness time, Julie, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I mean, you could pick any time to do this, but it's so important. If someone has a stroke, that people should have an idea of what to do, and time is
right.
everything, isn't
yeah,
it?
That's right. Each May we bring out a concentrated stroke awareness where we're asking people all over the UK to make May purple. It's to raise awareness so people know what to look out for, and it's to raise vital funds for stroke survivors and their families. And this year's the first time we've gone forward in a really big way on the Isle of Man.
Paint the whole place purple, eh?
We have been painting the whole place purple. We had the Tower of Refuge and Ramsey Spring Bridge and the power station lit purple for the first 4 days of May, and they're going to be for the last few days of May to see us out of the month as well. So
what are the funds for? Is it for research?
Mainly for research. I don't think people realise stroke isn't an ageing for ageing population. It can happen to babies, it can happen to school children, it can happen to teenagers on the cusp of their lives, young mums and parents starting families. It can happen to people still at work where they've got people that they need to support, and it can happen to older people. It can affect all of us, and none of us know when it's going to happen. And I don't think people realise just how prevalent it is. It's not a particularly popular charity in that sense. It doesn't hit the headlines very often. And yet it's the fourth biggest single killer in the UK. Yeah. And it's, to put it into perspective, there are twice as many ladies will die of stroke each year than do of breast cancer. And twice as many men as prostate and testicular cancer combined will die of a stroke. So that just puts it in,
numbers.
Huge numbers.
Okay, I've seen the TV ads, the thing when the side of the face drops,
yes,
and your arm goes. Tell us these things.
Each year we promote this. We bring that out in April, really, and you see it on TV, and people have got it on Facebook, and we ask them to pass it on, and we call it FAST. And F is to look for any facial differences. Have they got a weakness? Can they still smile? Is the face drooping? You might not notice it yourself, but your partner or someone else in the house might do.
And it's always one side, isn't it?
Generally one side,
right.
Yeah. The second one is, can they lift their arms and hold them up? If they can't lift them up because of a weakness, then one will be drooping. So that's the second sign. Yeah. Then the third one is S for speech. When they look at you, can they smile? Do they understand what you're saying? And can they speak to you normally? And then T is the most important, because that's time to dial 999, and that's when we need to get emergency attention. And people sometimes think, people have heard, I don't know if people have heard the word TIA or mini stroke, and that's just as much as a medical emergency as a full-blown stroke is, because it could be the precursor to a stroke happening.
And just to be clear, what causes? Is it the blockage of an artery?
It can be caused by a clot in the brain causing a problem, or a bleed in the brain, and that causes damage. And the amount of damage it causes depends on the area in the brain and how much that damage is.
Okay. I mean, I know some people, I've been one of them, that takes a bit like an aspirin. Is it still controversial?
Yes, it is still controversial. We don't recommend that, no, not as part of a course of treatment. But you can understand
anything
people.
You should do?
It's healthy living. I know this sounds really boring. We shouldn't be smoking too much. We should be taking regular exercise. We need to make sure our blood pressure is under control, and that we're eating a healthy diet. Cholesterol is low. It's just the general things that make us healthy generally, and I know that makes us really boring in everybody's life, but it's what we need to do. It's what we need to do. We have, on the Isle of Man, we have 250 strokes or mini strokes each year, which is a huge instance for our population. And in the UK, there's over 100,000 a year. And that equates to about 1 every 5 minutes.
And it's life-changing, obviously.
Life-changing. It can be life-limiting, but it will always be life-changing. Over 2/3 of people, well, approximately 2/3 of people coming out of hospital will have a disability. And it's the leading cause of disability in the UK.
If people want more information?
We can come to if you log on to www.stroke.org, stroke.org.uk, that gives you all the information.
And you've got an event coming up?
We have. We've started with Make May Purple, and now we've got our Step Out for Stroke, which is on Sunday. It's on the promenade at 11 o'clock in the morning. We ask people who are going to join us to get there for 10:30 so they can sign up. And this is a real milestone for people that have had a stroke. It's their chance to get out and walk along the promenade and show people what they can do. The whole promenade is going to be dressed in purple. We're asking children to come in fancy dress. And it's going to be a party carnival type atmosphere. It's a real celebration of what people can do. And in the process, we want to raise awareness, raise funds for vital research. And our colleagues from the hospital are joining us, and the colleagues from Manx Stroke Foundation are joining us. So it's a complete package, really, of everybody down there.
And the website gives details of that as well?
Yes, if you look on the website, it's www.stroke.org.uk /step out. and or / for Make May Purple, and all the information's on there. Yeah. So it's all on there, and I say we can make a difference. And the Stroke Association believes that there is life after stroke, but that won't happen unless we raise awareness and make people understand, or raise the vital funds that we need for research. And I say when it happens to your family, it's pretty devastating. And if you're working, you've suddenly lost an income, and it's just the ripples go a long way. So.